listening to this tutorial video on the analysis of multicollinearity in linear regression using the variance inflation factors. Problem of multicollinearity in linear regression is a very important problem. In this tutorial we are going to show you how to use variance inflation factor to analyze multicollinearity in regression. So you need to know that statistics variance inflation factor is a quotient of the variance in a model with multiple terms by the variance of a model with only one term alone. It quantifies the variety of multicollinearity in an ordinary square regression analysis. It also provides an index that measures how much the variance of the estimated regression coefficient is increased because of the collinearity. Kurt Daniel claimed to have invented the concept behind the variance inflation factor, but did not come up with the name. So in the analysis of multicollinearity, it's important to calculate if we have k variable, k different variance inflation factors, one of each variable xi. First of all, we must run an ordinary square regression xe as a function of all the other explanatory variables in the first equation. So if I equal 1, for example, so we can express first variable in function of others. The second step is to calculate the variance inflation factor for each coefficient. Variance inflation factor for a coefficient is given by 1 divided by 1 minus the r square of variable. The variable which here the r square is the coefficient of determination of the regression equation in step 1 with xe on the left hand side and the other predictor on the second hand side. The first step of the analysis of multicollinearity using variance inflation factor is to analyze the marginal magnitude of multicollinearity by considering the size of the variance inflation factor of the concerned coefficient. Thumb rule is that if variance inflation factor for a concerned coefficient is more than 10, then multicollinearity is high, and the cutoff of 5 is also commonly used. So some software calculate the tolerance which is just a reciprocal of the variance inflation factor. The choice of which to use is a matter of person preference. So how do we interpret variance inflation factor? We use data. So we have here a variable in STATA, the GDP per capita, using some control variable. So we have GDP, we have to regress dependent variable GDP per capita in current US dollar. We have explanatory variable that are population. So we have population annual growth. So I will put our population, the total population, school enrollment that can be used to explain the GDP. We have, for example, domestic credit provided by financial institution. We have economic openness. We have, for example, inflation that can also be used to explain the variation of GDP per capita in current US dollar. So I tap reg and then click on OK. So we have expressed our model explaining GDP per capita in function of total population, school enrollment, domestic credit to financial provided by financial sector. We have economic openness, we have inflation. So the second step is to use the command stat followed by variance VIF, variance inflation factor. So you can see that our variance inflation factors has been computed. So we have total population which have a variance inflation factor superior to 5. That means that total population is source of multicollinearity. So the variation of the coefficient of our model can be due to the total population variable included in our model. So we'll re-estimate our model without using variable total population. Remove total population in our regression because it is source of multicollinearity according to the variance inflation factor method. So we estimate our model and we recalculate the variance inflation factor using the command stat variance inflation factor. So we can see that all our variables now have the variance inflation factor very slow, less than the cutoff of 5, which means that our variable inflation, openness, domestic credit provided by financial sector and school enrollment can be maintained in our model. So that's it for this tutorial on variance inflation factor. We hope the tutorial have helped you very well understand variance inflation factor and how to use it in order to analyze your data. So see you very soon in other tutorials.